he did okay on your tombstone.
According to Moby Games, Mystic Midway Rest in Pieces was published by Philips Interactive in 1992 for the CDI and ported to the PC in 1994. From what I can tell, it's the PC version that was ported to Steam in 2020. This review is based on the Steam version, which seems pretty close to the CDI version, although the scoring seems to be different and the video may be cleaner on the CDI. It normally retails for $4.99 on Steam, although it can go on sale recently as low as $1.99. There was a sequel, Mystic Midway Phantom Express, that is an on-rails roller coaster shooter that features the same host that came out in 1993 for the CDI, but is currently not on Steam. According to the back of the CDI box, Mystic Midway Rest in Pieces, or RIP for short, takes someplace between heaven and earth. When you start, you are welcomed by the host of the game, Dr. Dearth.
Hurry, hurry, step right up, that's it. Come a little closer. Oh, I was getting worried that you'd lost your way. Sucker! Think you can keep the Mystic Midway waiting, buddy boy? Well, you think again. Within this Carney world, you're mine. All mine! Tonight, it's my distinct pleasure to offer you one of the finest shooting galleries there ever was. I call it Rest in Pieces. Clever, huh? Well, boy, you know what they say. It's showtime.
Reading in between the lines, it seems that you are stuck in a purgatory of sorts, unless you do well enough to escape by winning the game. Mystic Midway RIP is a shooting gallery game for one player only with one standard mode of difficulty. With the Steam version, you can play with a mouse or controller, which you quickly calibrate before each game. I played with a mouse and an Xbox wireless controller and a USB Sega Genesis 6-button controller that came with my Sega Genesis Mini 2. I felt that I had the best control with the Genesis controller, but both that controller and the Xbox controller sometimes had some drift, with the Xbox controller seeming to have more problems with drift than the Sega Genesis one. I could use the A button to shoot for the Xbox controller, but had to use the Y button for the Genesis controller. Before each round, you are given score values, which can change from round to round, as well as a goal to pass each round, which always seems to be the round multiplied by 1,000. So you need 1,000 points to pass the first round, 2,000 for the second, and so on. You cannot bank points for the future, so even if you scored 1 billion trillion points in round 1, none of those points would matter for round 2 and beyond. Each round has a limited amount of bullets shown in the upper right, and a candle melting on a skull head acting as a timer on the bottom right. So you use your controlling method of choice to aim and shoot, trying to avoid gravestones which block your shots and hit targets. Some of the skeletal objects will humorously talk when hit.
Got me! Hard! What the?
Some objects cannot be hit for points when ascending or descending, or they may block your shot if you shoot them again after being shot before they disappear. Your round ends when you run out of bullets or if the candle burns out. If you ever fail to meet a goal in a round, your game is over. But if you did well enough, you can enter your name on the high score table. And that's the game in a nutshell. The gameplay itself is very basic, something that was seen in similar style games on old systems like the Atari 2600 and in television. The highlight is clearly the presentation. Dr. Dearth, played by Randy Polk, is the true star, especially for those of you who like Svengoolie or Mystery Science Theater 3000. Randy acted in several smaller roles, mostly in the 80s and 90s, sometimes getting bit parts in shows like Knight Rider and Matlock, and later became a professor at the University of Houston. He also seems to have a small YouTube channel where he's posted what appears to be original songs, but he hasn't posted anything new in over a year. Randy, however, excels in his role here, hamming it up to just the right amount.
Amazing! I must get your autograph sometime. Who's next?
Unfortunately, his lines are limited. There is usually one or two choices the game will play before and after each round depending on how you do, so you'll soon be hearing a lot of repeated clips. There is a nice creepy circus tune that plays outside of the rounds, but there is no music during the rounds themselves. I also had some choppy animation and slowdown issues with the Steam version, which appeared once enough objects were on screen, and really shouldn't happen for a game that originally required a 386 computer. There was a fix someone posted on the community Steam page. You need to find and go into the rip.conf file of the game and change the cycles equal auto to cycles equal max in the CPU section and then save the file. I didn't realize you actually had to save the file since it kept the text even after restarting my computer because I'm silly like that and thought it automatically saved those changes. Long story short, I played this game for way too many hours just trying to get a good capture for this review. The game has some balance issues when it comes to how it randomly generates targets. Some targets come up and down so fast, there's no way to hit them unless by accident. And sometimes it gave you a lot of high-value targets, while other times there were almost none, and even less targets to shoot at overall, even in the same round number. This can be very frustrating, especially on the higher levels. I also don't know if you can actually beat the game. The CDI box says the game has 10 levels. PC box says 20. I got past the 10th level once, and it kept on going. I don't know if the CDI version stops at 10 or if both games just throw more levels at you with new mixes of old enemies until you finally fail. I will say that if I reached the 10th level, I got a different ending where Dr. Dearth admitted I did well, but not good enough to get out, but he was going to see what he could do to help you out. Is this the good ending or is there a better one? I'm not sure. Despite the creepy vibe, this is actually a fairly tame game, even getting an ESRB rating of E for everyone. The only potentially objectionable content I could find in the game would happen if you hit the pirate skeleton, who sometimes says the phrase, "blow me down," when shot, but other game noises could cut him off mid-phrase. I'll leave it at that. So how will I rate the game? For this title, I'm going to use my 4-tiered scale, which going from best to worst is Hall of Fame, Solid, Meh, and Trash. I really enjoyed Randy Polk's performance. It's definitely a high salad, and overall I enjoyed the vibe, but the game itself is very meh, especially with some of the issues I previously mentioned. Since gameplay is the most important part of the game, I'm going to give this a meh rating. Mystic Midway Rest in Pieces is like one of those bad movies you may enjoy occasionally just for the cheese, but that's just what I think. What do you think? Have you ever played this game or have any memories of it? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoy videos such as this one and want to support my work, please click like and subscribe, drop a comment below, and for mega supporters, either become a channel member or sign up at patreon.com/NoSwearGamer. Thank you for giving me a little part of your day, and look forward to see you next time in the next episode of the No Swear Gamer. Take care, especially if you wake up in the Mystic Midway.
Close, but no cigar, Toad Brain. You know, you just missed it. But hey, don't despair. You just need a lot more practice. And you know what that means. You're staying. Don't you just hate it when that happens?